everybody, and welcome back to my channel.
I believe I can fly.
Today I wanted to just kind of talk about a certain topic, and I wanted to call it the power of asking, how are you feeling? I've been seeing my therapist for at least, I don't want to say almost 2 years, but I've been seeing her for a while now, and she's really taught me a lot of like how to express yourself, the discrepancies amongst feeling something in the moment and, you know, kind of analyzing it to thoroughly kind of see what it is that you're upset about. She's taught me a lot of things. Have I been practicing them a lot? Probably not, or at least not as much as I should be after seeing her for like more than a year now. To me, the power of asking how you're feeling, and I read this, the asking how you're feeling, I saw in a book actually. It was like a self-care book. I read it like a couple years ago. And what it explained is, you know, something that you should do is ask somebody, hey, how are you feeling? Because you never know how much someone actually hears that. And everybody fights the silent battle. Or at least that's what I've heard, and I actually like that saying. Or at least I think it went something like, everybody's fighting a battle that you can't see. Something really wise like that. And you'd be surprised how many people spill their heart out to you about it. It's actually really, really cool to see how people open up. Some people, I mean, the way I register it in my head, if somebody asks, well, before, if somebody asks, hey, how are you feeling? I would probably be like, oh, I'm good. Yeah, you know, this is going on. But to me, how I register that now, the how are you feeling, is they're asking me, you know, have I been all right? Is there, like, oh God, how can I explain it? Like, obviously, what we feel is internal. So when somebody were to ask, if somebody were to ask me that, I would really dig deep down inside. And something that my therapist really emphasizes on is when you feel a certain emotion, say it out loud. Like, I think another mentor of mine also said, if you're angry at something or however you're feeling in that moment, say who it's for or what it's at, and name 3 feelings that you feel towards that particular person or thing, whatever it may be. And after you do that, you tell yourself, I'm worthy, I deserve love, and I'm not perfect, but I'm always working on me. I may have kind of made up that last part, but that's only because that's from what I remember. It was kind of a while ago. There are people such as my mom, and I use this as an example. My mom, she works very hard, and I saw the movie Encanto not too long ago, and my mom is Luisa. For me, she holds the world on her shoulders, and she wants to help everybody, and she forgets a lot that she needs to help herself. I ask my mom often, how are you feeling? Because I feel like nobody asks her that enough. I know her and my Auntie Jamie have a really close relationship, so I know my Auntie Jamie is a very big advocate for her, and I know that their bond is very good. And my mom, she's more of the type that she's a bull, so she doesn't tell me how she's feeling. She tells me how she's physically feeling, which she's always tired, and it's totally understandable because her job's not easy. And I always try to make sure that she knows that I notice things about her, like when she's not in the greatest mood, which is like 92% of the time. I'm just kidding if you're watching this, Mom. Just things like that. asking just anybody, like even when I meet random people at the store, I go, if the conversation exceeds like what 22 seconds, I'll just randomly ask like, oh, how have you been feeling lately? You all right? And they'll tell me how they're feeling. And I hope that sticks to them throughout the day, knowing that a complete stranger asked me how I was doing. And sometimes like I said, there are people that never get asked that. So it's always nice to take that chance and probably be that light and be that person that really breaks that barrier with them. Some people build a wall, which I'm one of those people that builds a wall. I shut down, which is something that's a very, 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 very bad habit to have. It was formed when I was younger. I just noticed that actually, when I was younger, I was a lot more dramatic. I think as my personality progressed through the years and as I got older, I always tried to avoid conflict. And my experience with that was when I was in middle school, I didn't really get the heads up on, how to kind of survive adolescence without drama. So, I had to live and learn, and that was really hard. Like, girls wanted to fight me. I went to a school I wouldn't categorize as ghetto. I mean, it was in a family-oriented neighborhood. Majority of the people that lived in this neighborhood were Filipino. And so, I was a little bit of a follower. So whenever the girls would talk about other girls, I would chime in, give my 2 cents, and sometimes I wouldn't even know them. So I learned the hard way. Fuck, what was I talking about? Anyway, this is gonna just be like a short little video. I just kind of wanted to share the power of asking how you're feeling. It'll make someone's day, and now that mental health awareness is really publicized, it really, we as human beings just have to be kind to each other. And given the circumstances of what anybody may be facing, it's always nice to hear how are you feeling. So I hope after this video you, I don't know, ask somebody how they're feeling, and you never know whose day you're gonna really light up. You never know whose aura you're really gonna feel like shift once you say it. And I'm really big on energy, and when I do ask people, friends, family, strangers that I know, I feel an energy that is lifted, and I feel like, both them and I are somewhat intertwined in that moment because I projected good energy onto them just by being kind and just saying, like, I may not know you, but how are you feeling? I hope everything's okay in your life. But I mean, at first it's gonna be kind of weird, and it's gonna be abnormal to do, maybe. But it's always nice to be open to things like that. It doesn't hurt to try unless you're in a tough situation where it's life or death. Or maybe, I don't know, try it out, and maybe if you got kidnapped or something, they'll let you go. I feel like serial killers need to be asked that the most. When I watch a lot of documentaries, I'm like, oh man, that person just needs to be asked how they're feeling. And then they're like, they murdered 37 people. And then I'm just like, I think that's pretty evident how they're feeling. Yeah, that was just my little rant. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.